Welcome to the Spare Parts Racing Podcast, your podcast for all things motorsports. With your hosts, Sean Chavarella, Stephen Clary, and Taylor Moore.
Hear that music?
Hello, and welcome to another week's episode of Spare Parts Racing. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Taylor.
And we have to begin this week's episode by discussing / apologizing for our lack of an episode last week, because we did it. It was a very good one. We hit all the boxes, We talked about Taylor Swift, like the whole world is. We did our entire IndyCar season breakdown. And the recording got screwed up. And
It's amazing.
Yeah. So, whoops. My bad.
Okay, it's not your fault that technology decided to.
Yes, it is.
Not...
It's on my computer. It's
No!
my fault.
All right, fine.
It's...
All right, I'm just trying to
Wow.
lessen the blame
Just
on you, but all right.
Caved.
See,
Caved immediately.
I really blame the FBI. Like, clearly they were in my computer. They were screwed with my files. So definitely.
You mean Elon Musk?
Fuck, you're not even going to start on that piece of shit.
Yeah.
Man, I used to love Elon Musk.
Like
Then
a
he started
billionaire.
opening his mouth, and then,
Mm.
Which really just goes to show, talk less, smile more. And
Sean, I just got that musical out of my head.
too bad, it's coming back. But
I can't think anymore. All it is Hamilton. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then that'll somehow convert to Lewis Hamilton stuck in your head, and then you're double you're welcome. Because Hamilton. Taylor's always thinking about Hamilton, the driver.
I'm never thinking about Hamilton the driver, but sure.
Coward.
We'll go with it.
Yeah, that's fair. So this week, on the docket, we have NASCAR Talladega to talk about. We also have some important F1 news that broke today involving one Andretti. And is there anything else I'm missing? Do we want to touch on some IndyCar again?
We can.
Okay,
Or we can.
Yeah.
We can go over the schedule part because
and we'll redo the review maybe. Possibly.
We'll see how much time we have, but we'll at least touch the schedule then.
No, like separately. We can redo it.
Oh yeah, we can do the review. There's another part. Yeah, good point.
Yeah. There'll be off-season shit we can fill.
Yeah, we'll have to pack it sometimes, right?
Yeah.
There's only so much racing content going on.
Exactly.
So anyway, Talladega this week.
Dega.
Actually, before we start Talladega, one quick NASCAR thing we have to mention. Taylor sent me a NASCAR video that she found on YouTube.
What the fuck?
I did.
Yes, and you know what her thing was?
What?
I didn't know NASCAR stood for something.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, I kind of knew it stood for something. I just didn't know it stood for what it actually stood for, because I don't know. I just I've never really known about the history of NASCAR, but this video that one of my friends at the track, Josh, sent me, it was all about Dale Earnhardt. It was very good, very well done, very interesting. So yeah, good times all around. I learned some things this week or last week. I don't remember. I sent it to y'all, but I should have assumed that y'all had already, to be honest.
Of course. It was the M. Clement video, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, he makes great content.
Again, I've just heard of this guy.
Yes. Now, pop quiz. What does NASCAR stand for?
National Auto.
Get some confidence behind this answer. Come
on.
Okay.
Club of American Racing.
Can you enunciate here? Like, what are you saying here? Hit me with something.
Okay, the answer is national, right?
Yes, and is national. Way to go.
Almost
Okay,
like
cool.
every other sport in North America.
Hmm.
The N stands
Is
for
it-
national.
Is it like is it automobile racing at the end? No.
Close enough.
Yeah, in theory.
Or no, association. Isn't there an association in there?
There is an
National
association.
Association of Sports Car Automobile Racing?
You know what?
That's
I think that's as
fucked.
close as we're going to get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. National Association of Stock Car Automobile Racing.
Close enough.
Close enough.
You don't have to say automobile. You can just make it auto,
Yeah.
and you're good.
Auto racing.
But you know
Okay.
what? I'll give that to you. That's decent. Okay.
Thank you. Queen Wave. Thank you. Thank you.
Stephen, why do we put up with her?
I don't know. This is your idea, I'm pretty sure.
Oh God! No, don't give the blame to me. You agreed to it.
I don't know. You already accepted the
Oh
blame for something. I was
my
going to try and just
gosh.
piggyback off that.
No, not this time.
You know what? I quit.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
You enjoy this too much.
So
Shut up.
fun. I do.
Exactly.
I do. And how could I convert you guys to be marshals if I'm not around?
See, it's mutually beneficial, right?
Exactly.
We get a
exactly.
Ferrari fan to make fun of. You get people to recruit for marshalling. And yeah, you hate NASCAR, but like a lot of people do. so.
Okay, but I'm still open-minded, right? I at least watched the highlights for Talladega. And this time I'm not even going to make the same joke that I did last year,
Yeah.
which was like, talking about the plot line of Talladega Nights.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Which is sad because it actually would have been somewhat relevant this time.
Yes, because
True.
the Wonder Bread and Old Spice
Oh, we
partnerships.
haven't talked about that last week. Damn it. So much good content lost. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like, okay, was Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly there?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, okay, so lame.
Yeah.
I mean, he was probably
You have
at,
to close
like,
that.
the Kelsey Swift concert football game.
The Kelsey Bowl?
Right.
Or the Swift Bowl?
The Swift Bowl.
No,
It has to
the
be
Kelsey
Swift Bowl.
the Kelsey Bowl has to be both brothers.
So it's usually the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yes.
And the Swift Bowl is just every other week.
Every
for-
Chiefs game now.
But did you see this weekend? Like, I find it ridiculous that the Taylor Swift effect is so big.
So big.
And like, okay, I
It's
saw this.
so big.
I think I saw the funniest tweet, and this can also be relevant to motorsports. Bear with me for a second. Where is it now? Because the tweet was. Ba-ba-da-ba. Did I not? Damn, maybe I didn't actually save it. Shoot. It was something along the lines of, hey, good job, NFL. You finally discovered that you can market to women.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Imagine that. Marketing your sport to the opposite gender results in massive increase in viewership. Imagine.
It's all. That's why everyone's saying this is all a ploy. This is just how the NFL gets the last little bit of the U.S. population on board with football.
Is this how they just signed like a super top secret partnership deal with Taylor Swift for...
Honestly, that's been thrown out there.
Dude, that's a pretty fucking high risk, high reward thing. All I'm saying is when that goes tits up, Taylor Swift fans are the forgiving type, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why do you think the refs were helping the Chiefs last night? Can you imagine Taylor Swift is at the game and the Swifties team loses? The team that they've known about for like 3 days?
Yeah, see, there's a reason
Chaos.
the Taylor Swift thing started after week 1. Because obviously if the Lions had beaten the Chiefs, everyone would have just torched Detroit, but...
The U.S. wouldn't exist anymore.
No.
No. Maybe some of the U.S. That stretch between KC and Detroit would just be trampled.
Yeah. Anyway, go Lions. But Talladega, my friends. Talladega. Let's stay on track here.
Boo.
Stay on track.
Boo.
Don't go below the yellow line, Stephen. Come on.
That's bad, and you should feel bad.
I feel great about that. Fuck off. So did you guys watch the Talladega race?
Not all of it, but
I watched the YouTube highlights.
Okay, I actually watched the whole race, and it actually was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It was entertaining. You had multiple times where, like, it kind of seemed slow at times because you really had to wait for a line to get momentum. And it was very easily that those lines could break through momentum. Like they'd be coming, and they'd stall out halfway. Like the outside third line would start and not even get halfway and just fizzle out. And guys had to fall back in the back. And basically, it was kind of a roulette game in that sense where it depended where you were at the time. Like you were just gambling on track position and going with the right group. And if you got it wrong or if you got shuffled out, you were fucked.
Mm.
But in some of those moments where it even felt like 3 wide-ish, there was a 4 wides a couple times, it almost had like that old school style plate racing kind of pack feel to it, where it wasn't just simply pushing guys, that there was kind of a little more movement in the pack. Guys can decide which way to go.
It wasn't your double file, purely double file race.
Yeah, it wasn't purely, I would say. Like it had elements of that, but it wasn't specifically just that. So yeah, it was good. It was pretty clean too. Not a whole lot of incidents. You had 2 major wrecks, I would say, in the race. The one going through the trioval, which was a Carson hover car, and yeah, I'm sticking with that. And Keselowski was in that. Ty Dillon was in that. And they did some damage to the safety barrier. Had like a 15-minute red flag. Makes sense. And then yeah, it was a relatively decent race. It finished on the lap it was supposed to finish. There was no green-white checkered finish or overtime or anything like that. So I don't know. I actually thought it was a really good race. It was really entertaining. Blaney won by what was it, Taylor? Sorry.
A very chaotic ending.
Yes, it helps if you're talking to the mic, by the way.
Okay, sorry.
Yes. And yeah, what was it? Blaney won by 0.12 seconds as they wrecked behind him.
Yeah, it was very close.
Yeah. And that's his like 3rd win at Talladega. All our photo finishes. Saw that on Twitter. Which
makes sense.
Kind of impressive, to be honest.
Impressive, but at the same time, in a league or a series that includes overtime, it's a little more likely.
True.
Right?
But yeah, so now we got an interesting playoff picture now as a result. Going to the Roval. Which, if rumors are to be believed, maybe the last Roval.
Oh.
Yes. So Blaney and Byron are locked in. And as a result of the race this weekend, Kyle Busch is last of the playoff drivers now.
Must-win situation.
Definitely must win.
Okay.
Chastain is 10 points out. Bubba is 9 points out. Reddick is 2.
I don't get how Chastain's only 10 points out. He came dead last. Oh, sorry, second last now.
In which? This race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was second last. And that's only because Harvick got DQ'd.
Yeah, and that was the other incident of the race was Chastain wrecked with Kyle Busch pushed him into the wall too, right? So both of those guys got into it. So you had Busch, Chastain, Keselowski in a wreck. Hamlin was a lap down for a good part of the race. I actually still think he finished a lap down. Did he ever? Oh no, he did get his lap back. He did.
He finished third, Sean.
No, I remember that. No, sorry. Did he finish third? Really?
Well, because Harvick got DQ'd.
Right.
So, which, that was a bit of a weird one to see afterwards.
But for a large part of the race, Hamlin was a lap down at the front of the pack, trying to get his lap back. I think he was being pushed there by Bubba one time. So you basically have Bubba pushing his team owner, trying to get him his lap back. But also the guy you're fighting the championship. But yeah, so.
But he's the guy that writes or signs the checks, so.
I know, that's Michael Jordan. He's got the real money, let's be honest.
That's fair.
So yeah. Very big race for Hamlin, I think. Very good drive to coming home third. Really?
Yep.
Damn. Yeah. Okay.
He was at the back of the pack on like the second last restart, and just worked his way up and stayed out of the big one. I can't remember, where was he. I just want to see, because he wasn't in. Yeah, he was in the top 10 for the last restart. I think he just stayed on the high side afterwards because it was. Yeah, he's in 8th on at the start of the last restart. He doesn't really move up. So.
Okay. Well. Obviously, Blaney, best case scenario, you won. You're moving on. I would say Hamlin had the second best case scenario of coming from a lap down and finished third.
Yeah.
Anyone else of note?
Well, again, Harvick getting DQ'd.
Yeah, Harvick got DQ'd, but he's already out of the playoffs. So...
After finish. Well, it was more of that was probably his best chance for one last win in
Okay,
NASCAR.
why did he get DQ'd?
So, and the reason he got DQ'd was loose windshield fasteners.
Oh.
I think it was
okay.
that or he didn't have enough windshield fasteners on.
Yeah, one of the two. I thought it was because they were loose, but I don't know. Maybe I didn't have a chance to look at the breakdown.
Anyway, something was up with his windshield apparently.
And he got disqualified. So,
despite finishing second originally.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, unfortunate for Harvick. A couple other guys had some rough days. Was it Reddick finished 16th?
Basically, if you weren't Hamlin or Byron or Blaney,
yeah,
you had a rough day for a playoff driver.
Like Bubba Wallace, who's usually really good at play tracks, finished 23rd.
Yep.
Buescher was 17th.
That's rough.
Truex 18th. Yeah, like.
Well, outside the top 3, the next best playoff finisher was Chris Bell in 14th.
Yeah.
So when I was saying, it's surprising that Chastain is only 10 points out, it helps that no one else did anything or took advantage of other people finishing low. Like if you finish 10th, you're probably, well, not locked in, but you're sitting pretty well, or maybe someone's on the other side of the bubble.
Now, is that two different strategies at play in this race, where you had the guys at the front were the aggressive runners who made it happen, who made it work, and the other playoff guys played it a little more safe, hoping for that late caution, stayed far back, but when the caution didn't come, you couldn't gain the ground that you needed to move up in the pack.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Because I'm looking at the last restart, and Busch is way back in 29th, but he was in that early wreck, like you said, and he didn't really do anything. Chris Buescher wasn't even a factor for Talladega. Like, that was kind of surprising. I don't think he ever really sniffed the top 10.
There were a couple guys I didn't see. Like, again, I didn't see Briscoe a lot, or Priest when they're Talladega Nights cars. I think it wasn't until like 10 laps ago I was like, oh shit, there they are. Like, yeah. You just didn't see them. The cars who actually looked really good for most of the day were the Hendrick cars.
Mm-hmm.
They were all up front. They were all pushing each other. It looked at one point you had a 1, 2, 3, 4 Hendrick going basically on the inside line. Yeah, like they were. So I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4. I think Bowman was the head car.
Yep, that he was. Or no, was it Byron? I think it was Byron.
Was it Byron? Oh.
Are you talking about at the very end?
I know at one point there was all 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure.
Because at the end, I'm pretty sure the 4 of them were together.
Damn.
I thought. Or maybe it was the second last. Either way, they were all together at one point.
I also know people bitched about Byron's car because they did some cheeky shit with the paint scheme to kind of possibly be illegal.
Oh?
Well, they just changed like where it stops and where the different colors kind of stop versus where they were before. Like the black on the front went higher up onto the hood. They had a black on the roof now, and like apparently a part of that is to fool the laser scanning now, because it's all done by laser to make sure the shape of the car is compliant. And apparently how you can have the paint can alter that. So yeah, people are kind of like, Hendrick, the fuck you doing here, guys?
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yes. you're
Finding
right.
loopholes.
That's 90% of Hendrick anyway. They're the best cheating organization ever. Like, really.
But like, isn't that the majority of like motorsports teams? I swear, when it comes to like car stuff, like they're always trying to find loopholes and rules. Isn't that like what you do to get ahead? No,
It's every series.
everybody does it.
Yeah, and the best ones don't get caught. They just win.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Or the best ones also get rules made for them. So you get, if you want to talk different series, F1 and the what was it, the DOS system,
Oh, God.
shit
yeah.
like that.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that Adrian Newey is probably like the reason for so many rules.
That was Mercedes.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm
Oh,
talking
okay.
about outside.
Oh yeah.
There is an element of F1
Outside of
rules.
that.
Like, for F1, there's an element of, like, I don't know if anyone saw the new proposals, I think, for 2025 rules. It's like making the cars a little bit thinner, a little bit shorter.
Oh,
And,
thank
like,
God, please do
Okay.
it.
Interesting.
It's 20 centimeters shorter. Calm the fuck down. It's not like they're
No.
making them. Yeah.
Oh, so they're still not going to be good at Monaco.
No, not at all.
Basically.
But the hilarious thing is that, like, there was because they actually were trying to make them 30 centimeters shorter of the wheelbase, which a foot shorter would be pretty decent. But there's pushback from the teams to make them that short. Okay, teams shouldn't get a say in how they get to design the car. It should be design it to this, do it. And
Yeah.
that's where I'm sure, like, Adrian Newey is one of those guys who has these genius ideas in F1, advances aerodynamics so far along, only for teams to be like, he's a genius. I bet I can outsmart him. Spoiler alert, they can't. But they think they can. So no, we don't want the rule change because we're going to beat Red Bull. But they're the ones who basically made the new rules. No, we can beat them. We can be smarter. No, they can't. So just make new rules and say, play to these.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of the rules. Like, I agree with you that I don't think the team should get like
A
to
say.
sway which way the FIA goes with the. Come on.
Speaking of swaying the way the FAA goes, we're going into that topic now.
Sure.
Do we have to
Go
go
for
into that? Anyone else have anything for Talladega? Anything else?
No, I was just gonna say one thing we didn't cover quickly for more going into next week is how they're bringing stage breaks back. Which
we
it's
can finish
for the
with
road
some predictions
courses.
for the weekend.
sure.
We'll get there. Don't worry.
Right.
So anyway,
FIA then.
F1, the FIA, which is not F1, but the what's the FIA
Governing
stand
body?
for? What's the FIA stand for, Taylor?
The Federales in something association.
Oh,
It's the FIA.
yes. Is it like
It's a different language.
It's French. It's the
Yeah.
Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile.
Exactly.
If Sarah heard me say that, she'd smack the shit out of me.
She would.
And then yell
Should
at
have had
you
her
in
guess
French.
just to say the FIA.
No, she would
Can we
Frenchify
Can
it
we-
too much.
like get a soundboard button?
You think I got money for a soundboard?
Sure, when we get sponsored.
Can do it for editing.
I don't know. I'll look into it. See if we can get a
Just
digital
say
soundboard. Not a terrible idea.
No, actually, all you just need is a clip, so that way you can say, and the FIA stands for,
You're-
and now we'll continue.
You're asking a lot of effort here, man.
Not really, no. It's a 5-second break to just insert in.
That's a lot of effort.
Yeah, because to be honest with you, I never remember. I just the FIA.
And what did the FAA do?
They're the governing body.
But what did they do today?
Oh, what did they do today? They are allowing Andretti to have a team. They approved him.
They approved him for a license to race in Formula One.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
Now, That's step one for Andretti. And let's take a second to appreciate. Okay, Andretti crossed the first hurdle of getting a team. We're almost to expansion in F1. Just a quick little yay, woohoo.
Yay! Round of applause.
However, the fight's not done for them. Because now it's up to FOM.
Which is...
I don't know, the fucking Oompa
It's
Loompa
the-
monkeys. I
it's
don't
up-
know. What's FOM, Steven?
Basically, sure.
I don't know.
What do they do?
Is the FOM like where the teams get to vote, or is it separate? Is this like step 2 and then step 3 is the teams being all like,
Formula One
we don't want you
management.
in?
FOM is
Oh,
the
okay.
They own
Oh, so
the
this is like
rights.
Domenicali.
Yes. This is Domenicali, and this is basically all of the F1
Okay.
bigwigs.
The big wigs.
Andretti has to go to them, and they have to prove to the FOM that allowing Andretti is a benefit to F1.
Oh, come on.
And this is where every single fan out there will say, of course it's a fucking benefit. You get an extra team, one more car on the grid, more sponsors, all this, yada, 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 more driver opportunities.
More money. More money.
An upfront check for everybody.
But teams will go, no, this hurts us. This hurts our bottom line
up.
because we're getting less money now. We don't have the same, I guess, winning pool to pull from. We have to now fight more people for sponsorships and on the track.
But it makes the sport better. It makes it better. Oh, I honestly wish that F1 would stop being so obsessed with the cash grab and the money, that they would focus on how expanding the grid would make it better. You can't have a stagnant product. And I wish more teams would understand that.
Yes. And Andretti needs to basically go in there and say, you need us, you need GM, the largest North American auto manufacturer. Imagine having GM as fucking sponsors at tracks. Wow. The biggest auto manufacturer at one track, and also you have the biggest oil manufacturer at the other. Those are good things to fucking have.
Yeah.
In auto racing.
Wow.
Who would have thought?
I mean, there is like, I feel like there is the argument though that like the F1 bigwigs, at least like Domenicali and all of them, I feel like they wouldn't be opposed to it because of how much like American viewership they would probably bring in with, you know, their partnership with GM and stuff like that, right? Like, especially considering how focused they are on that fan base with, you know, Miami being introduced, Vegas being introduced. I could see them being for it. I feel like the only hurdle would be the current teams. I don't think the hurdle would actually be like F1 management.
No, I think it'll be F1 management.
Really?
Yes.
Even with how like American
If you Google right now,
obsessed they are?
no, Google Domenicali and Andretti, and look at all the articles
okay.
about the two. Considering Domenicali is the president of FOM, how many? Just look at some of the headlines of those articles and tell me, are you confident that
No, I'm not confident.
Domenicali will agree to have Andretti on the grid?
Andretti not smart to call F1 teams greedy. Oh no! Now this makes me sad because that's. But he's only one guy. Is he the only guy that makes? I would.
He's the one guy, but he's at the top. And
Why is he? It's not about the money. That actually is such a funny thing to say from like the president of F1. I find that really funny. Or the CEO, whatever he is. It's not the money.
You know what I want to see?
Sure.
And this is something that came out today also. And that is that Apple was looking at purchasing the streaming rights for F1.
Mm-hmm.
In an absolutely massive deal. I want Apple to do that on the condition you get at least one more, maybe two more teams in the grid.
Yeah.
Because FIA is fine. FIA did their thing. FOM needs to get their head out of their ass.
Yeah.
And stop.
I agree.
Like, back in the day, if you wanted to go racing in F1, what'd you do?
You basically just bought a race car.
Yeah, exactly. You had an F1 car and you showed up.
You just showed up.
The amount of hurdles teams have to go through here. And, like, you can't tell me bringing a name like Andretti, even if it's a midfield team, is better than Haas. Right? But we were happy to bend over backwards to make Haas a thing, including bending rules to allow them to have Ferrari half develop their car.
Right.
Haas doesn't even build their car themselves. They go to Dallara to do it. They do. Dallara builds their car.
Oh gosh.
Ferrari makes basically half makes the damn aerodynamics of it. Then Haas, allegedly, does their work. They give it to Dallara to make, and then Haas receives it and goes, "Yeah, we have an F1 car." Yeah, Andretti should be an F1. There is
Yeah, I agree.
no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I mean, you shouldn't even need to go that far. You talked about jumping through hoops. Andretti jumped through every hoop that was it FOM or was it the FIA? Was it their guidelines where it's like, oh, we need $200 million? Actually, can we change this to $600 million?
I thought that was FOM.
I'm pretty sure it's FOM because that's the whole.
So,
they need more money. It's not commercially viable or some bullshit like that.
yeah. So, but the important thing is their foot is in the door. They're going to have commercial meetings, which should be a good sign because now basically Andretti can go up to everybody behind closed doors and say, fuck you.
Yeah. It'd be really great to bring an extra engine manufacturer to the grid so teams also have more options.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about my customer teams? I need my customer teams.
Competition, right?
Yeah.
Isn't everyone at F1 a massive capitalist? So shouldn't they love competition? Or it's only they like competition when it actually favors them.
Free market.
Yeah.
So
It's just, I mean, when you watch races back in the day, like there were 24 cars on the grid.
Yep. 26
So I don't
sometimes.
understand. Yeah. So I don't understand like what the issue is here. Like it's not like it's never been done in F1 before. Like okay, they're longer, they're bigger cars than they used to be, but like you can't grow F1 if you just stay the same forever. Rule changes only don't do so much. Like changing the regulations, like with the engines and that and design and stuff like that, like it only does so much to move it forward. People get tired of seeing the same thing.
Yeah, so let's cut back to 1960s NHL front office. We don't need to add 6 more teams. 6 is plenty enough. We're innovative. We brought in a forward pass. No one else is doing that. We don't need to do anything else more. No, of course not. You need to fucking grow your goddamn sport. It's so stupid to think that as the popularity of your sport takes off, you want to then gatekeep who can participate in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you
And
essentially
refuse to iterate on it.
Yeah, and you don't even have 10 teams. You have 8 teams, let's be honest.
Yeah, really, you only have 8.
Yeah. Was it Alpha or not AlphaTauri? Alpha.
No, AlphaTauri and Red Bull.
Yeah, AlphaTauri and Red Bull. Yeah. Sorry, no.
Yeah.
AlphaTauri and Red Bull are one team. They are.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just there's no competition there. And there's even talks next year at AlphaTauri going to rock up with the Red Bull this year anyway.
Yeah.
That's legal apparently. Sure.
Yeah, sure. Hugo Boss isn't going to be Hugo Boss next year.
It might be like Hugo Boss Adidas or something. I
Oh
don't know.
my gosh. Because that isn't a mouthful to say.
Yeah. If you just get like Hugo Boss, Adidas, and Porsche, it could be just like the third right car or something like that. What? What, Steven? Don't give me that. It's so stupid. I mean, the way fucking FOM operates, yeah, it's kind of going that way. Let
Right
Andretti in.
All right, then trade their engine manufacturer to Mercedes and may as well go for the full thing.
No, it has to be Porsche. And it has to be very unreliable. That's,
Get Volkswagen involved.
oof. That's fair. Anyway, I can bitch and rant all about the Andretti thing all day. But I feel like that's not good content.
Yeah. But again, they're in the door, which is the first big thing.
Yes.
They're in their, what was it? The commercial meetings. So hopefully whatever issues they have, they just have a nice little list, and Andretti can once again just go, oh, you want more money? Here's more money. You want this? Here's that. You want this? Here's that. Problem solved.
You want money? Here's a check. You want an engine manufacturer? I brought one. You want more commercial partnership? Look at all these sponsors I have behind me.
Yep. It's the Verizon T-Mobile Andretti sponsored by Apple featuring Spotify car.
And DHL.
And DHL. And
Oh
UPS
my
at the same
gosh.
time somehow.
No, UPS is always Ferrari.
No, that's fair.
Oh, and also, what's it called? Group 1001.
There it is.
And here's Colton Hurd as a driver.
Yep.
Just to piss off Taylor.
Bleh.
But yeah, like, it's... They just need to do it. Just let them in. And if they sink, they sink. You didn't lose anything.
Yep.
You know
You gain the cash up front.
Worst case scenario, you let them in, or you don't let them in, and someone else sinks. And then what? What if a team just folds because they're done? No. So, anyway. Other F1 news also this week was that F1 has had a significant drop in social media engagement over the last season compared to the last 2 seasons. Did you guys see that?
No, I
I
didn't.
didn't see that, but
Yes.
interesting.
What's a significant drop?
I'll try to find it for you. Yes. is
Yeah,
the
are we
answer.
talking like 20%?
I think it's
30%?
over that.
Ooh, that's bad.
Big
Is
ouches.
it? Is it bad?
Might help reinforce the fact that they need to do more.
Mm-hmm.
See, I disagree. Actually, I actually think it's not something to worry about.
Okay.
Try to find the exact numbers here. But give me 1 second. I thought you guys would have saw this. So I wasn't ready to find it.
Nope.
Um,
Did you put it in the notes?
70.2% drop in F1 mentions in 2023 compared to 2022. New followers are down 46%, and social reach is down 64%. That is the report.
Well,
64%
Actually-
is a very terrifying number.
Not the 70 in terms of...
And 64, 70.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
This season has sucked.
yeah. I mean, like people can expect basically what the race is going to be like every week.
but not even just the race. Everything about F1 this year has sucked, from on track to off track. Like,
Yeah.
okay, when Drive to Survive came in, what did it do?
Pump up the midfield teams
But
and highlight
specifically-
the importance everyone has despite not winning.
Exactly. It showed it wasn't just about the race at the front. There's stuff happening all the time in F1. There's behind the scenes, there's the off-track shenanigans. All of this stuff is happening. Yeah, these 3 top cars may be winning in F1. Drive to Survive didn't even focus on them at first. It was about everyone else and about the drama. Have we had anything off track this year?
No.
Outside Nick DeVries, no.
Yeah, exactly.
That wasn't
That's
even really
literally
drama.
it.
That was...
Yeah, and everyone was like, well, yeah, it's Red Bull.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody expected it.
Yeah.
It was
The most expected drama to happen this season. But otherwise, like, nothing has happened.
But what happened last year for F1? What was last year's F1 silly season?
DeVries got signed.
Ricardo out.
Oh yeah, Ricardo out.
Sebastian Vettel surprise
Retired.
retirement. Alonso jumping to
Alonso
Aston.
jumped
The
ship.
whole Piastri fiasco. The Pillow fiasco.
right.
There was so much
Right.
shit happening.
There was actually so much.
Yes, people were losing their minds over what was Schumacher out, Haas going back with
Right.
Magnussen
With
and
2.
Hulkenberg. Like, there was so much movement last year, but this year, everyone is staying with the same team.
Yeah,
I think
yeah. We like silly season was like
if Logan
lame.
Sargent returns next year, I think this is the first time ever in F1 the people that were at the teams to end it are all at the same teams the next year.
That's actually
Zero
such a good point.
turnover.
And like,
Yeah, because and I think Williams has come out and said that they're to
re-sign Sargent, which is like a little bit of a surprise given his performance this season. But yeah, like that would be pretty major if he does return for next year. It's a carbon copy of this year, basically, which is yeah.
You know how he returns next year?
How?
Hey Logan, you see that check there? Yeah, can you add an extra 0 at the end of that? We'll take you back.
Yep.
That's to
Right.
cover your damages. Yeah. So, on track, boring as hell. Max winning everything. Nothing happening. Off track, nothing happening. No drama, no news, same old shit. Like, for fuck's sakes, can Ocon and Gasly either fuck each other or get into a fight? Just so, like, the F1 world has something to talk about. I thought you'd react more to that one, Steven, but I guess not. Okay. Yeah, that's just landing flat. Okay, that's cool. That's
Yep.
cool. No worries.
I was just trying to like go back to like Drive to Survive and see if I actually watched Drive to Survive season 5 because you know how like it'll show you if you've watched something before with like the progress.
Yep.
And there's nothing. I don't think I've actually seen 5 despite all that happened last year because I think even Drive to Survive I think has almost expired in terms of its popularity. At least with, I think, the fans of F1. Not the Drive to Survive fans who, like, jumped on board after the show.
The Drive to Survive issue is they don't show the drama anymore. The real shit. They manufacture more shit.
Yeah, they're manufacturing a lot of it. And
Also, like, when you've been watching the entire season and
like, clips are taken from different races, but they say they're at one track, it's like, okay, the continuity is all messed up and
Yep.
it doesn't look well done anymore.
No, it looks like a cash grab. And F1 is...
All about the cash grab.
Yeah.
But
and I think that's been something too that we can talk
about this season specifically. It's like it seems like they're going out of their way for those cash grabs. It's been insanely inaccessible to the average F1 fan because of how much they care about the money that they're making.
Yeah, like
I feel like
they're at Miami, they're at Vegas, they're
Mhm.
going to Qatar next week. Who else do we have? It's a big money thing. That's like newish.
Saudi.
Yep, Saudi. That's another Grand Prix.
Saudi.
Yeah, they're trying to cash in when they can, but they're not focusing on actually growing the sport and doing things that's beneficial.
Exactly, and one of those things is fan experience, right? Like being actually able to have like your average fan attend the race, because those are the people who are pumping money into sales. Like, do you honestly think that these corporate rich people are actually pumping that much into merchandise sales?
Fuck you. Pay $5,000 for a seat and you don't get to watch the race.
Right?
They'll pay for it, those fucking peasants.
Yeah. I don't know.
I also feel like it's the thing of like the people making the financial decisions don't understand the financial situations of the average person.
Yeah.
And your average fan.
They're expecting so much.
But
it's also just like, you're just willing to compromise the sport because you want money so much that no one can come and see their, like, what they love?
Like, are you actually evil or are you stupid? Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, you ever see those videos where, like, guys walk up to, like, random women on the streets, like, hey, how much should an engagement ring, how much should someone pay an engagement ring? Or how much should a guy's salary
$10,000.
Yeah, $10,000. Or, like,
that's ridiculous.
The guy must make at least $300,000 and be over 6 feet. It's like, okay, you're looking at 0.01% of the population.
Literally, who are these women saying these things? That's nuts.
$3. Take it or leave it.
Exactly. For me, it's like 5 feet. Take it or leave it.
It's also like that's a lot to expect of somebody, especially in this economy. But
no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, F1 doesn't understand their fans.
No, not at all. But I also think that they've come to a place where it seems like they're willing to compromise their fan base.
And this goes back to my great conspiracy theory and prediction that sports car racing is going to be the top motorsports in the next 10 years. Because F1 fans are going to leave F1 because they're focusing on fucking milking every cent out of them. IndyCar can't market itself to save shit. No one wants to go to NASCAR because it has, like, you know, racism vibes and ridiculous rules. So yeah, where are people going to turn to? It's going to be sports car. You have the rise of the prototype or the hypercar class, and that's where everyone's going to go. And if you're not smart enough to see where that's going, get out of the way. Like, make decisions that's actually going to help your sport and not just your fucking balance sheet.
Yeah,
which goes
100%.
back to the whole Andretti thing. The reason people are bitching about it is because it hurts their money and because it's more competition, so they don't have to work as hard for money.
And I think it's honestly, at least for me, has been one of the biggest things this year. Is like, it's so obvious and so in your face that it's like that's what F1 is becoming obsessed about.
Money.
Exactly, it turns you off, right? Like, you just don't want to watch something like that because it's just like, it's so capitalist it hurts.
Here comes the money. money. That should be the new F1 opening theme.
Yeah.
No more of this. Da, na, na, na. No, it's just the. What's his name? What's the wrestling guy, Steven?
Vince McMahon? No, Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon. Yeah, just his intro. Just the, here comes the money. Steven, can you do that next, please? Can that be your next TikTok or short to make?
Sure.
Do
Put it on the soundboard.
F1 theme to that song.
That'll be a hell of a lot easier than doing it with Kiffin Simpson's face.
That's fair enough. That was great though. That was great. But yeah. F1's greedy as fuck.
And it's gross. Like, it's getting gross.
Yeah. So do you want to wrap up with actually talking about the IndyCar schedule from last week? Or do you want to save that for a future actual F1 review that we'll redo in the future? And do you want to get some predictions for this week?
I feel like let's do predictions for this week, and we'll hold on the review and schedules because we are looking at an off season coming, and it's sad.
There's an off season? Fuck.
We
Actually,
are gonna have a few months.
The way
where
this
we're gonna
this
need...
year's going, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
And I hate that. I hate that because you know what? Usually when it comes to time and we know that we're looking at the end of racing season, we're like bummed out about it. But like for us to actually be like, you know what? It's kind of a relief. It's finally over. Let's see what happens next year.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, we got what? 2 months left? 3 months?
We've got 5
3.
F1 races.
Fuck.
I don't know how many NASCAR races.
Let's get this over with. Ugh. NASCAR has what? 4 races left? No, 5 also?
5, yeah.
Yeah, because you have the current round of 12, which goes to 8. So after this
Right.
weekend at the Roval, you're down to 8. And then after those 3, it's down to the top 4 for the final race.
Roval, Vegas, Homestead, Martinsville, Phoenix.
Okay. So for the
Okay.
Roval, what's everyone's prediction for this race?
Well, my prediction of Kyle Busch being out seems pretty good so far.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's pretty good.
not a bad one.
Basically has to win.
Who did I say?
Can I predict
remember.
Bubba gonna not make it now?
Yeah, that's also good.
I don't think he's gonna. He's in it tight. He sucks at road courses.
Oh, I have a good prediction that we sort of touched on earlier. Stage breaks are coming back, so therefore I'm going to hate this race.
Oh, here's a bold prediction. This stage breaks are back. Chase Elliott wins. Because that's why he's been shit in the road courses. He hasn't won because of the damn stage breaks.
Yeah.
So he's going to win because of that. Or we're going to get some absolute bullshit winner, like let me see now, checks standings.
Riley Herbst.
I would say Ryan Preece. Like, someone fucking random is going to win.
That's why I said Riley Herbst. He actually finished top 10 randomly this week. Didn't even talk about that.
No, we didn't. But it's Dega.
Well.
It's not like it's an earned fucking...
It is and it isn't, right? Like, you don't need to be there. Like, there is luck involved.
Fine.
But you still got to race it.
Yeah, fine. Harrison Burton gets a top 10 finish because stage.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a random one.
All right. Okay, that's very random. Love it. So your prediction is that a non-playoff person is going to win the race.
Oh, and I'm gonna actually non-playoff person wins the race. Random person finishes in the top 10. And there's at least one 6-car pileup.
I love it. Okay. I'm gonna say and your choice for get knocked is Bubba?
Yeah, that's what we're hitting with. Knowing my betting and predictions, none of that's gonna happen, so let's see.
I don't know. I'm gonna say maybe I don't know. Whatever I say is just probably wild anyway because I don't know anything about NASCAR, but we'll go for it. I'm gonna say Keselowski has a decent week. Who knows? Is he good on those Rovals? Don't know. Don't know if he's good on road courses. We'll see, I guess.
Doesn't matter. It's crap now the stage is coming back.
Yeah, and I think Chastain's probably gonna be gonzo after this week.
That's fair. And Steven, you yours?
Well, I already said Bush, but I'll try and throw someone else on there as well. So I think Reddick's in. I'm gonna say Keselowski's also out. He hasn't been great at road courses this year. Like, I think his best finish is like 15th. I don't know if that's gonna be enough to get it done when you have Tyler Reddick behind you. And Chastain's not bad at a road course, and he's only 10 points out, so or 8 points. No, 10 points, sorry.
Fair enough.
So I'm gonna say he's out.
Okay.
And again, I think I think it'll be a lower rating than like one of the lowest rated. We'll go by the was it a good race poll? But I think this will be one of the lower road courses, if not the lowest, just because stage breaks are back.
I don't think that's a terrible prediction.
No, I'm gonna have to go back and
That's
somehow
pretty
pull
solid.
all the was it a good race polls, but we'll see. Maybe Gluck has them somewhere.
If it's a bad one,
Stored.
you'll know though.
Yes. Actually, yeah. What am I saying? He always puts the stats up, but they may not. Though they may not be up by the time we record. But anyways, we'll see. I still think it'll be bad because people were cheering in the streets that we didn't have to suffer through the mud at the very least on road course and asking, can we bring this to the ovals? And they
Did the opposite.
went backwards because it's NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Anyway, Qatar Grand Prix.
Oh yeah, right.
Uh,
Sorry
This
about that.
weekend?
Yeah,
Holy
there's a Max podcast this week.
I don't even know what the podcast is. Oh God. Okay,
Yes.
so hopefully we get someone other than Max. Just because
We
it's more fun.
won't.
I have a bold prediction for this race.
Okay.
There will be a red flag.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Not bad, not bad.
That's something.
Someone gonna catch on fire again?
Maybe.
Or are you just saying a red flag?
I'm saying there's gonna be a red flag in the race.
Okay. Here's a question for you guys. Max only needs 3 points. Does he win the sprint and race and clinch like Sean predicted like 3 or 4 weeks ago?
Did I say that?
I think so. And
Oh my god. Yeah.
and he if he gets I think F1 put this out. I'm gonna help their social media out here by engaging with it. Max Verstappen will be
By
crowned champion
engaging.
if he scores 3 points in the sprint race this weekend.
Oh,
Doesn't
I
clinch in
forgot.
the
It's I hate freaking sprints. Oh, okay, right.
Someone needs. If I'm anyone outside of AlphaTauri or Red Bull, it's execute Order 66 and
33.
put him in the wall. There you go. Execute.
All
Order
right.
33.
Well. Okay, so all right. Wait, what were predictions? So Sean says red flag.
I say red flag and a Ferrari podium. Those are my
Steven?
2 bold predictions.
Oh, I love
And a
that.
Ferrari
Steven, did you
podium.
say something yet?
No, I was talking about the Max thing. So, do you
okay.
guys think it's gonna happen? I'd like it. There's a 90% chance it'll happen. So I'm gonna go with yes. First
Yeah,
and
It's
foremost.
probably gonna happen.
Because of how
Let's
this
be
year
real.
has gone, yeah. Max is gonna win the championship, not in a Grand Prix.
Yeah. And then he won't
Yeah.
win the Grand Prix. That'll be my prediction.
Oh,
That's a bold prediction.
he wins the
He'll
championship,
quit.
DNFs the race.
Exactly. Just because it would have been like
Ooh.
if we didn't have stupid fucking sprints, it would have been he wouldn't have clinched yet.
Okay.
For the
Okay.
narrative, I like
I
it.
like that.
Me too. That's a good one.
I like that. Okay. Let's see. What's my bold prediction gonna be? What's my bold prediction gonna be? I'm gonna say I think both McLarens been at this race.
Rude.
I think they both DNF. I think Gasly and Ocon maybe get into it on track.
Okay, that's like a guarantee. That's not bold.
Possible also double DNF. And Stroll gets pole in the sprint race.
Oh my god. Listen,
Like how we
bold
swung just
bold
the complete
enough.
opposite way.
bold enough would have been saying Stroll beats Alonso.
I do like how it swung from Alpine's going to have an issue or going to fight. The sky is blue. The money's covered in oil. Ferrari's going to do something stupid to Stroll on pole. At least wait for the weather report to show like 10% rain. before
This is
we
a
go.
desert. It's raining
I know.
oil.
Why not?
Exactly.
Guys, I thought we were in the business of bold predictions here because we already know what's going to happen.
The bold prediction would have been Stroll makes it through Q1.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just went bolder.
I respect it.
I went bolder and better. What can I say?
Let's be honest. If Stroll, if nothing happens, we forget this pick. We forget Taylor ever makes this prediction of something absolutely random.
Yeah, exactly.
Stroll gets fucking pole. Taylor comes in every single time for the next 5 years and just dunks on us to be like, yeah, I called that. Me.
I don't do that.
Oh, you would if you got that right.
If that actually happened, I would be amazed. That would be a miracle. It would be hilarious. I would laugh about it once and then probably forget about it by next week.
No.
Come on.
I get that.
Y'all know my brain is quite literally made of Swiss cheese.
All I
If
gotta
I
say
didn't
is
write it down.
I just gotta quote something from Hamilton and you forget.
What?
I just gotta quote something from Hamilton and then all of a sudden your brain will just go to that.
Exactly. Recalibrate.
So what do you think about hurricanes?
Recalibrating. In the eye
Oh
of a
God, no!
hurricane.
Please don't say it. We want to gain listeners, not lose them.
Okay, rude.
What?
Not that bad. Thank you very much.
And we're all in
Okay, well,
agreement
you know what?
that a Red Bull is going to win the race.
Yes.
No, I said
Yes.
I said a Red Bull was. Oh, sorry, I said Max wasn't gonna win the
So
race.
then,
Yeah, you forget about Sergio. Everybody's forgetting about Sergio.
He's
been
forgetful.
he's been pretty forgetful.
Yeah, well. Anyway.
is that all we got this
We
week?
already.
That's it.
Okay, well,
Let's go watch football.
yeah, let's go watch some football. Thank you and
I don't
goodbye.
know.
Thank you for tuning in to the Spare Parts Racing podcast. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and follow the show on Twitter at Spare Parts Racing. That's Spare Parts RACIN, and on TikTok at Spare Parts Pod. Follow the hosts at Sean Chavarella, at Stephen Clary, and at Tay Moore.